money, who we are getting the money from, because Bangladesh is a charitable country. We are charitable people. We give away money like this to anybody. So you are talking about a country where now we have to talk, look back in every step that we take, that we cannot even breathe properly.
But one of the other things
maybe
that
even
the
more than that, the definition of those offences and crimes, there are already these crimes defined in our penal code.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are already these definitions. There are ways how to address these issues. If these kind of offences happened in Bangladesh, how to deal with the matters through the judicial process.
But one of the new things that perhaps wasn't dealt with before is the issue of the internet and evidence that can be gathered on the
internet.
internet.
Well, there are already ICT Act already there.
But we have to understand that it is connected with the Anti-Terrorism Act, where it is said that money laundering for terrorism activities can carry a punishment up to death penalty. And if you somehow connect online transaction.
You're talking about
yes, of course. If you say somehow connect online transaction, because nowadays many people do online transaction. I donate, he does, you do, and this somehow is anybody can be connected with anything. And cyber law is connected to Anti-Terrorism Act. Somebody can be hanged for donating something, and this has been condemned by the International Federation of Human Rights President, that this cannot be a crime which can be carrying up to a death penalty.
But Fuad, how will that affect everyone's day-to-day lives, like an ordinary person, like? Mufassil was saying, is if you donate something, you could. Is that realistic? That if you donate, you can end up getting caught in a terrorism trap and then hanged at the end of it?
Yes, there is possibility. If you look back the history, that what happened in Turkey in 1910, 20, 30s. What I can see on the horizon is the Turkification of the third largest Muslim country in the world. There are no terrorism, as my learned friend said. There are no issues that cannot be dealt with under the present judicial issues. The issue is there are charitable institutions everywhere in the villages. It's a poor country. You can imagine people who lives in the diaspora, in the expat community of the West. They donate, they build mosques, they build charity, orphanage, all these kind of things. And if you look back to the connection that my learned friend was saying about the Hafazat Islam, those people came basically from Islamic madrasas, seminaries across the country, and those are run by the charity money. So they're basically trying to target the very fund that the Hafazat madrasas are run. So there is no further protest in the future against the government.
We already have a Special Powers Act, which is already suffocating with it. But every government uses in every possible means to suppress the opponent. We have another anti-terrorism bill, and this will be used left and right, this black law again, to terrorize other people, because the very definition of what terrorism is, what does it ambit? Because every nation has a different definition of terrorism, depending on the society. So what is terrorism itself? What does it come into? It's not defined into Bangladesh Anti-Terrorism Act. But you mind it by saying that if you want to broaden the definition of Terrorism Act, the state-sponsored terrorism, the word terrorism itself came from terrorisme in 1793 in France. So it was a state-sponsored terrorism. So if a government carries out shooting indiscriminately of civilians, even one person is killed, the government, head of the government, can be tried under terrorism. So Sheikh Hasina is possibly will be tried in future for terrorism herself.
We shall see. But Fuad, Justice Concern is a rights group. How much do civil rights groups take part in sort of consultations before a bill like this can be passed?
Well, there is no culture of consultation in Bangladesh, unfortunately, and it didn't happen this time as well. I think that was one of the issues that why the opposition members of parliament, while those amendments were going through, had opposed the provisions and walkout of the parliament. And this is one of the things that the human rights organization Odhikar in Bangladesh had criticized severely, that none of those organizations have been called in or even consulted. But of course, you can imagine why politicians do not like to consult with them for the obvious reasons. That if they invite Amnesty, Human Rights Watch, local representatives, and what they're going to do, they're going to say, "Oh, come on, you can do it." So, and that's not the answer they want from the consultation.
There was no commission for it. There was no commission made.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's been a very lively discussion, but unfortunately, that is all we have time for this evening. I want to thank my guests for joining us, Mufassil Islam and Asaduzaman Fuad. And thank you at home for watching. Remember, you can keep up with our Twitter conversation on Bangladesh using the hashtag Bangladesh in Crisis. And you can view previous episodes by visiting our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Islam Channel TV. We're back on Tuesday with more coverage from Bangladesh. But until then, from all of us here, Assalamu alaikum.